I thought my marriage was perfect. Until the truth was exposed. I never thought my life would turn out this way. It was supposed to be perfect. After all, I had everything anyone could ever want: a beautiful wife, a steady job, a comfortable home. I was Jake, living the dream, or at least that's what I told myself. My wife, Sarah, and I had been together for 6 years, married for 3. People always said we were the perfect couple, the kind of love story you see in movies. We met in college, where it all started. I remember the first time I saw her, her bright eyes, her infectious laugh, the way she made everyone around her feel important. We clicked instantly. It was the kind of connection that seemed almost too good to be true. Over the years, I watched her grow into a woman who was not just my partner but my best friend. We traveled together, supported each other through tough times, and made plans for the future, plans that I thought were solid, that I thought we both believed in. We shared our dreams, from the house we wanted to buy to the kids we planned to raise, and even the dog we had adopted, a golden retriever named Max, who was like our child. I had always believed that love, when you found it, was the one thing that could never break. But I was wrong. It all started with a weekend getaway that Sarah suggested. "We need some time alone," she said. "We're both working too hard, and we deserve a break. Why don't we go to the mountains for a couple of days? Just the two of us." It seemed like a perfect idea. We hadn't had a real vacation in years. Sure, we had taken a few weekend trips here and there, but nothing that felt like a true escape. So I agreed. We rented a cabin in the mountains, a secluded place far away from the noise of our daily lives. A place where we could relax and recharge. When we arrived at the cabin, I was immediately struck by how beautiful it was: peaceful, quiet, and isolated. It was just the two of us and the stunning natural world around us. The first day was everything we hoped for. We went hiking, sat by the lake, and had long, lazy meals together. I felt connected to her in a way I hadn't in a while, as if we were in our own little world. But then, little things started to change. On the second day, Sarah began to act strangely. She started checking her phone constantly, something she never did before. She'd smile, but it didn't reach her eyes. She'd excuse herself to take calls or respond to messages, telling me it was work stuff, but there was a tension in her voice that I couldn't ignore. At first, I thought I was just being paranoid, maybe I was overthinking things. But then, the distance between us grew. She was no longer as affectionate. She seemed distracted, like her mind was somewhere else, always thinking about something or someone else. By the third day, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. I tried to bring it up casually. "You seem a little distant, Sarah. Is everything okay?" She smiled weakly, brushing it off. "I'm just tired. It's been a long few weeks at work." But I didn't buy it. Something felt wrong. I tried to push the thoughts out of my head, but the nagging feeling only grew stronger. That night, after dinner, I leaned in to kiss her on the couch. She pulled back suddenly, her eyes avoiding mine. "I'm sorry, Jake. I'm just not in the mood. I've had a long day." I frowned, hurt. This wasn't like her at all. Sarah was always affectionate. She loved to cuddle, kiss, and hold my hand. But now, it felt like she was putting up walls. Why? I didn't know what to think, but I was beginning to suspect that maybe my wife was hiding something. The more I tried to ignore the feeling, the stronger it became. It wasn't like I had any concrete proof yet. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized I hadn't been blind to the signs. The late nights, the text messages, the distance between us, it all pointed to one thing. Then, it happened. I woke up early on the 4th morning of our trip, unable to sleep. I decided to go for a jog around the cabin. When I returned, I saw her phone sitting on the nightstand. It was buzzing. Normally, I would have respected her privacy and left it alone. But this time, I couldn't ignore the growing suspicion in my gut. I picked it up, unlocked it, and instantly, my heart sank. The first text I saw was from Chris. "Can't wait to see you when you're back. I miss you. Kiss Mark." I froze, unable to breathe for a moment. Chris. I knew him. He was a guy she'd worked with a few years ago. They'd talked occasionally about projects, but I never once felt threatened by their relationship. They were colleagues, that was all. Or at least, that's what I thought. The next message made my stomach churn, counting the days until we're together again. You're the only one I want. Red heart. It felt like everything inside me shattered. My head spun as I tried to process what I was reading. My wife, the woman I trusted with everything, the woman I had promised to spend my life with, was cheating on me. I couldn't believe it. I had always been the kind of guy who believed in loyalty, in honesty. But here I was, holding her phone, reading these messages, knowing that the woman I loved was lying to me. My hands were shaking as I put the phone back down. I tried to calm myself, but I couldn't. The truth was out, and I couldn't ignore it. Sarah was betraying me. The worst part was, she wasn't even trying to hide it. I needed answers. I couldn't just sit there in denial anymore. When Sarah woke up, I confronted her. My heart was pounding, and I could barely get the words out. Sarah, who is Chris? Her face went pale. She froze, not knowing how to respond. I could see the panic in her eyes. I don't know what you mean, she stammered. I didn't let her get away with it. I saw the messages, Sarah. Don't lie to me. You've been seeing him, haven't you? You've been lying to me. Her face crumpled, and she collapsed into the couch, tears streaming down her face. Jake, I'm so sorry. I never wanted to hurt you. I don't know what happened, but it just did. It wasn't supposed to go this far. I never meant for this to happen. But no matter how many times she apologized, the truth was clear. She had made her choice. And that choice wasn't me. The betrayal was too much. You've been sleeping with him, haven't you? I asked, though I already knew the answer. She nodded silently, unable to meet my gaze. Yes. I didn't know how to stop it. It started out as innocent conversations, but then I got confused. I didn't want to lose you, but I couldn't stop myself. I was so selfish, Jake. I could feel my world crumbling around me. The woman I had trusted with everything, the woman I had built a life with, had betrayed me. And she wasn't even sorry enough to end it before it got out of hand. I had been living a lie. Everything we built together felt meaningless now. I don't think I can do this anymore, I said quietly, standing up. I need to go. I can't stay here with you. I walked out of the cabin, not looking back. I didn't even know where I was going, but I needed to get away from her, away from the lies. I drove for hours, until my mind went numb. I didn't want to feel anymore. But no matter how hard I tried, the pain and the anger wouldn't go away. When I returned home, I made the decision to file for divorce. It wasn't easy, but it was the only way forward. I couldn't live in a marriage built on lies. Sarah begged me to reconsider, calling me, texting me, leaving voicemail after voicemail. She told me she was sorry, that she would do anything to fix it. But I couldn't trust her again. I couldn't pretend that everything was okay. The divorce was long and painful, filled with legal battles, paperwork, and uncomfortable conversations. But as time went on, I began to heal. I spent time with friends, reconnected with family, and focused on things that made me happy. Slowly, the pain started to fade, and I started to feel like myself again. It wasn't easy. The memories of what had happened still haunted me, but I learned an important lesson during this process: you can't change people. People will do what they want to do, and sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself is to walk away. If you've ever been betrayed in a relationship, if you've ever been hurt by someone you loved, I want you to know that you're not alone. It's okay to feel hurt, confused, and angry. But remember, you deserve honesty, respect, and loyalty. Don't settle for anything less than that. If you found this story relatable or empowering, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Your support means the world to me. And remember, you are stronger than you think. Never settle for less than you deserve. Thank you for watching.